Hello, everyone. Today we are going to listen to a story about the value of time and how it shapes our future. It's about a young man who keeps delaying his responsibilities until life teaches him a hard lesson. But with the help of a wise monk, he discovers how to turn his life around. Listen carefully until the end, and I hope you will learn something new from this story. So let's get started. Value of time. In a busy modern city, there lived a young man named Jake. He was intelligent and full of ambition. He had a stable job, a comfortable apartment, and big dreams. But Jake had one major flaw. He did not value time. He wasted hours scrolling on his phone, watching movies, and putting off important work. His father often warned him, "Time is precious, Jake. If you waste it, you'll regret it one day." But Jake never took his father's words seriously. He always thought, "There's plenty of time. I can do my work later." One day, Jake's boss assigned him an important project. It was his chance to prove himself and earn a promotion. But instead of focusing on his work, Jake kept delaying it. "I'll start tomorrow," he told himself every day. When the deadline arrived, he had only completed half of the work. His boss was furious. The company lost a major client, and Jake lost his job. At first, he thought losing his job was the worst thing that could happen. But soon, things became even harder. Without a paycheck, he couldn't afford rent. His landlord evicted him. His friends stopped calling. His family was disappointed. His father said, "Jake, you wasted so much time. Look at where it has brought you." Jake felt ashamed. He had lost everything: his job, his home, and his confidence. With no other choice, he left the city and returned to his hometown. "Maybe the quiet life here will help me think," he thought. In the small town, Jake spent his days wandering, avoiding people because he felt embarrassed. One evening, as the sun was setting, he found a quiet spot near the edge of town. He sat beneath a large oak tree, resting his head in his hands. He felt lost. Just then a calm voice spoke. "Why do you look so troubled, young man?" Jake looked up and saw an old monk standing before him. The monk had a kind face, simple clothes, and a wooden staff in his hand. "I've ruined everything," Jake admitted. "I lost my job, my home, and my self-respect. I have nothing left." The monk sat beside him and said, "Tell me your story." Jake told him everything: how he wasted time, ignored opportunities, and lost everything. The monk listened carefully and then said, "Your story reminds me of someone else. Let me share his tale with you." "There was once a farmer named Thomas," the monk began. "He was hard-working, but he didn't respect time. Every morning he slept late and delayed his chores. He always said, 'I'll do it tomorrow.' One year during planting season, Thomas kept postponing his work. By the time he finally planted his seeds, it was too late. The rains came and his crops didn't grow properly. When harvest season arrived, his fields were empty. He had no food for his family and no money to survive. One night, as Thomas sat beneath the stars, he realized his mistake. He said to himself, "I lost my harvest not because of bad luck, but because I wasted time." From that day forward, Thomas changed. He woke up early, worked hard, and never delayed his tasks again. The following year, his fields were full of crops. He became the most successful farmer in his village. The monk looked at Jake and said, "Do you understand? Thomas failed because he wasted time, but he learned from his mistake and turned his life around. You can do the same." Jake sighed. "But how? I've already lost too much." The monk smiled. "You haven't lost everything. You still have time. Time is like a seed. If you use it wisely, it will grow into success. But if you waste it, your life will remain empty, just like Thomas's fields once were." The monk handed him a small hourglass. "Keep this with you," he said. "Whenever you feel like wasting time, watch the sand fall. Remember, once the sand is gone, you can't bring it back, just like time." Jake thanked the monk and returned home with the hourglass. He decided it was time to change. Every morning he woke up early and planned his day. He stayed focused, avoided distractions, and finished his work on time. Slowly, he started to rebuild his life. He found small freelance jobs and worked diligently. His clients were impressed, and soon he secured a full-time position. It wasn't easy, But Jake remained determined. He also apologized to his family for his past mistakes. His father forgave him and said, "I'm proud of you, Jake. You've learned the value of time." Jake kept the hourglass on his desk. Whenever he felt lazy, he would watch the sand fall and remind himself, "Time is precious. I won't waste it." Hope you enjoyed the story and learned something new. If it helped, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I will see you in the next story. Thanks for watching.